I want you guys to imagine Assassin's Creed Black Flag, mixed in with something like Conan Exiles, and what you get is this banger right here, Windrose, a PvE survival adventure where you build, craft, and command a ship to obtain the riches and loot. When I first heard about this game, I was like, hells yeah, pirates, survival, building, ship combat? This game is exactly what I needed in my life right now. Because who doesn't like pirates? And I mean, come on, Assassin's Creed Black Flag was one of the best Assassin's Creed games to date.
That's why he's the GOAT!
The game takes place somewhere in the 1700s, exactly when piracy was at its peak. And by the story that you follow, it revolves around Edward Teach, better known as Blackbeard. You make your own character, you get shot by Blackbeard because of some artifact, perhaps the One Piece. I joke. Anyway, you get thrown off overboard and you wash up on shore, and from there the game kicks off. And with that being said, I enjoyed what the demo let me see here. There was a couple hours worth of the main story here. It depends on how fast you take this, mind you. But I felt so compelled to continue the story because it was simple, not overcomplicated, and fun. And not because I'm biased, because of pirates. Now, obviously, I can't speak much about it at the current state because it's still being developed and who knows where they take it from there. But yeah, man, good stuff, good start in terms of story. Gameplay-wise, it's a blend of simple survival and building, more focused on building equipment and workstations to get you ready for what the game will have to offer. It has a great flow of being linear without forcing you to stay on a fixed path, so to speak. You will do simple survival stuff like cut down trees, pick up rocks, craft stuff. Very simple, very straightforward here, and it's very satisfying. One thing I gotta let the indie devs know real quick, if you're gonna make the player cut, destroy, collect materials, you gotta make that part satisfying. Because it does wonders seeing a tree fall with physics, rocks fall apart, the whole shebang bang, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Hey, homie. Word, you know what I mean? You know that reading shit, you know what I mean? It's hard, son. Word, you know what I mean? Word, you know what I mean? Especially when them books be, you know what I mean? You know, real thick and heavy like.
Sidetracked. I apologize. You're gonna build as well, and I must say, the building is very good. It's simple, it's easy to use for the less creative-minded like me, and we can really make some nice-looking houses. And the game is very lenient when it comes down to building here. In terms of material gathering and whatnot, I mean, I had most of the workstations and a nice-looking starter home in just a couple of hours. Mind you, I only played 6 hours before I finished the entire demo, and I took my time with it. So I don't know if this was a bad thing or a good thing here, honestly. Perhaps it was for the demo, or this isn't the main focus of the game, or maybe I'm just that good and fast. Anywho, for the builders out there, you're definitely going to want to keep an eye out for this game, because it's still fun and creative either way. Let's talk combat. Now this is another thing you will be doing a lot, because the whole game is centered around loot, buffs, and stats. With its own perk tree, so you can basically make what kind of pirate you're going to be. Maybe you're more experienced in one-handed swords, or maybe you're a two-handed weapon kind of person. Stuff like that. Now combat is fairly decent, it works so to speak. It's not the best fighting game you'll get your hands on, but it works for being a survival game, and I enjoyed it regardless. However, it was kind of hard for some reason. I don't know why. I died to dodo birds and boars early on. I swear I'm good at games, guys, I swear. But I welcome the challenge of enemies being difficult and packing a punch. Really makes dodging and parrying a must. There is quite the selection of weapons to use with their own fighting styles, which I loved. Like the saber swords and the cutlass swords offer 2 different fighting animations, which is very nice. They really could have just cheaped out here and just had a single swiping animation, like a swinging animation basically. So props on them for that. The flintlock pistol is great too, being able to use it with any one-handed sword, which makes fighting fun. Just reloading mid-fight is kind of tricky, so be wary of that. I do enjoy that the weapons have stats and come with special traits. Like for example, one of my sabers had a bleeding effect, and I hope more weapons are random like that down the line. Let's start settings real quick. I'm running a 3060 RTX and an AMD 5600X. And I'll admit, I had to mess around with some of the settings to get the best looking and running game here. I have no idea if this is on my end here or the game still needs to be optimized more since it's still a demo, it's not even early access here. But I have faith these guys will optimize their game more down the line before they release it to early access. For being an open world, it ran pretty fine. It just needs some more tweaking to get the full smooth experience. Let me talk about some things I liked about this game. There are these bells that you can craft and place anywhere that work as your own fast travel locations. And let me tell you, They are a time saver, man. And I must say, I really do not like fast traveling games. It ruins the flow, the immersion. However, it works early on here because you may unfortunately die to an island far away from your respawn bed, and holy moly, crossing the ocean just to get back to your death location can be very time consuming. So I must say, yeah, they work here. The naval combat and ships. Man, getting your first ship and sailing the seas is just, oh my god. Yes. Such a vibe, man. Plus, having the ability to hear sea shanties.
On this spanking flash packet, she said unto me, way, hey, blow.
10 out of 10 demo, man. Now, the combat was very reminiscent of Black Flag here. Aiming your cone of vision to fire your cannons, as well as boarding the ships to fight alongside your crew. I mean, like, it's the same thing, man. Come on. Which, I mean, I'm not complaining. It fits. It works. I mean, don't fix what's not broken. Now, for the small thing that won me over, it's going to be very strange, terraforming. I love it when games let you do this, man. Just shaping the world to your pleasure. It's so satisfying. And I found out by accident, too. Because I saw a shovel in-game and I said, ooh, treasure hunting. Which I thought would be a specific areas and it would say dig or something. But I found a letter on a skeleton telling me there was a chest nearby. And I had to dig it and find it myself. Sure, it wasn't super difficult or anything, but that was it. That was all it took for me, man. Just actual treasure hunting like a pirate. All right, I'm not going to try to make this too long or super, like, crazy review or anything. I just wanted to talk about what needs some improvements real quick. Optimization. Pretty big one here, and something every game will need regardless, because nothing takes you out of a game like bad performance, stability issues, and so on. And that tends to leave a bad taste in people's mouths, so I'm not saying the game is terrible in that degree, it runs fine on my end, but there is always room for improvement. Also, no double pistol wielding. What, are we crazy? I'm gonna have to take some points away from that one, guys. I'm sorry. Seems like something the devs should consider in the future if they're listening or watching on my video, or maybe not. Just throwing that out there as well. Honestly, not a lot to complain about so far. It's just a demo and all. Like, you're gonna get a couple hours worth of your time. But I think that's a good thing. I'm really impressed so far with what we've been given to try out, and I'm fully on board the ship here, like, to support the devs. I've already wishlisted the game, and I'm spreading the word. If you find this interesting, give them your time and wishlist yourself, because it actually helps them in the long run. Well, with that being said, time is precious. I've wasted your time enough. Feel free to like, subscribe, and you know what? I'll catch you guys in the next one.